to share with you all a secret. As you can tell, I'm not a kid. I'm 20 years old. But I still love this one franchise. I can never ever let it go. You're probably wondering what this franchise is. Well, here's a hint. Pokemon. Well, not exactly the TV show per se, or the cards. Cards were fun to collect when I was a kid. Never really got into the game of it. The TV show was good for the first season, although Ash's voice annoyed me. It was obviously a female trying to sound like a man. Hi! I'm trying to sound like a man. All men speak like this. Trust me, there's much easier ways to make yourself sound like a man. All you have to do is lower your voice. I would do a demonstration, but that's not what this video is about. My favorite thing about Pokemon, and the thing that I love about Pokemon, is the handheld games. Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advanced, and the DS. These Pokemon games. The game that I'm holding in my hand is the very first Pokemon game I have ever played. And this is the original game too. This isn't something I had to buy. This is the original game. I've had this game for 10 years and it still works. Pokemon Gold. Now, today is the 15th of March. Well, as I film it, it's the 15th of March. You get what I mean. And yesterday was the 14th. Now, for some people, it's like, oh, I don't see what the big deal is. Well, it was a big deal. Because the 14th was the day that they were going to release the revamped version of this little game. Pokemon Heart Gold. The revamped version of the original Gold game. And trust me, they did not disappoint. I mean, look at this packaging. I was shocked when I went to the store because, I was picturing, the traditional packaging that, the other games came in, like, Pokemon Pearl, Pokemon Diamond, and Platinum. I mean, yes, they had shiny cases, but nothing like this. It didn't come in a box like this. It was just, the regular DS container. But look at this. I mean, they went all out. I mean, it's very shiny. Obviously makes you think of gold. I mean, they put a ton of effort into this game. And it's brilliant. It is brilliant. And one of the cool things, the game comes with one of these. So if you're not playing the game and if you need to train one of your Pokemon, you just put it in this doohickey. You keep it in your pocket, you walk around, and that, helps train your Pokemon. You can only do one, but it's still really cool. Yeah. I know, I'm a huge nerd, but I don't care. Okay. One nice thing about this game that did not disappoint me at all, the music is beautiful. Even the opening itself, the opening is brilliant. It's impacting. I mean, it took elements from the original game and it, like, wowified it. And, when I first played this game, even replaying it now, I thought it was still pretty impressive compared to, to the original games. It had more, it had a better story and stuff. The music was a bit more creative, for that type of, for the Game Boy Color. But, I mean, this game, they did not disappoint. Another great thing is that the characters, they are not the same characters from the original game. As in, they don't look the same. The guy, sort of, he has the hat on backwards, but he doesn't look exactly the same. And the female, oh my god, I still think she looks like a bubblehead in this game, but at least she looks better than the original female. Now, the female, it was Pokemon Crystal that first introduced having a female character. And my god, she was the ugliest thing I've ever seen. She had blue hair, and she had a bald spot. It looked like she was wearing a hat, but it looked like she had a bald spot, especially when she was in chibi form. I never played as the female. And as the games progressed, like, with the Emerald game, the female, she looked sort of better, but from the side she looked like a duck. In the remakes of Leaf Green, Fire Red, that was the only female I really liked, because I thought that she, she didn't look goofy at all. She actually looked better than the male character. but in all these games, the male characters tend to look better than the female. So I'm playing as the male character because, oh my god, he's so cool. Another great thing about the game is the towns. They did such a great job with the towns. I mean, I've only been to 3 towns so far. New Barktown, which is the town you start off in, and oh my god, they have like wind blowing. And you can actually see like the wind blowing, and they have these little windmills and stuff, and it's awesome. Oh, and another cool feature about this game, when you're walking, you can actually hear the footsteps. Now, in past games, you could kind of hear footsteps if you're walking in like really, really tall grass, especially in Pokemon Emerald, when you're in that area near the Weather Institute and you're walking in the really tall grass. You can hear that sound effect, and you can hear, you know, splashes if you're walking in water. But other than that, you can't hear footsteps at all. In this game, you hear footsteps all the time, especially when you're running. Another cool thing, if you're walking near water, you can actually hear water. Or when you go into Sprout Tower and you're standing by the pillar, you can actually hear it moving. It is so freaking awesome! Ooh. Oh man, I could go on. I haven't even gotten that far in the game yet. But this is just so awesome. And it's even, the setup is even different. I mean, I thought the setup was going to be very, 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 very similar to, you know, Pokemon Platinum, and it's not. I mean, your menu is in the touch screen area, where in Platinum, that was where, you know, you had your little watch and Poketech thing, and like you'd have to like press, I think, like the X button to bring up the menu. But no, the menu is all down there. No pressing buttons, you just have to take your stylus, click, 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 ta-da! It's awesome. Oh, and another cool feature, your Pokemon actually walk around with you. And it's not just the first Pokemon that you get from Professor Elm. Every Pokemon in your party, when you switch to them and you're training them, they walk around with you. Take, for instance, after I trained my Totodile, I started to train my Rattata, and then my Rattata started to follow me around. It brought back memories of Pokemon Yellow. Oh man, it's epic. It is completely epic. And, you know, so far, I'm just very blown away by what they've done. I mean, the music's great. When you go to Violet City for the first time, oh my god, it is so cool. I mean, the game is so, it's the same as the old game, but it's so different, it's almost unrecognizable. It's awesome. It's cool. Oh my god, if any of you guys are Pokemon fans, and if you really like the original Gold game, go out and get this. It costs like $39, but trust me, it is worth it. And yes, I know, people who are watching this are probably going to be like, oh, you're a nerd because you like Pokemon. Well, I know what? I don't care. And I'm not the only one who seems to like it, because I remember going on forums, you know, or my mom mentioned she's a huge gamer on, like, Xbox 360, and she mentioned that there were people, you know, talking about, you know, Pokemon Gold, about the remakes. I mean, they were talking about the remakes long before they were actually made. When it was rumored, they're like, oh, I hope this is true. And some of these people are like in their 30s or 40s. I'm 20, so, you know, at least I know I'm not the only one who loves Pokemon. Like I said before, I'm not really a big fan of the show and stuff. The only thing I really, really love are the handheld games. Well, thank you very much for watching this. My total geek moment. And for those who like Pokemon, I seriously suggest that you get this game.